Yo, yo, yo. It's so cold.
Oh my gosh,
Good morning.
Wait, it looks like you're in a total fake forest. But you're not in the forest, I swear. Okay.
Just so y'all know, I'm new to YouTube. I am a model, I am an influencer, I am a business owner, I am a child of God, I'm a woman of faith, and I am absolutely a super weirdo. And I am not used to making YouTube videos. Even though I have a lot of YouTube videos out right now, it still makes me super uncomfortable. But thanks to my beautiful, beautiful team and friends that are helping me, these YouTube videos are gonna be litty fo shitty. And today, I specifically want to tell you how I lost 50 pounds without even really trying. And I'm gonna give you guys tips and tricks that maybe you can use if that's something that you're trying to do. So here we go. So last year, at the beginning of 2018, I really was uncomfortable with myself. I was uncomfortable with my body. I started modeling, and at the end of 2016, I like to just claim I started in 2017. And so for a year, a year of that modeling time, I got so comfortable with myself, and I finally decided that every body deserves love and that my physical body deserved to just exist, and it mattered, and I loved it, and I needed to take care of it, but most importantly, I was allowed to be fat. Like, I was allowed to be fat and beautiful. I was allowed to be any fucking shape I wanted to be and still be beautiful and still work in the industry and just be who I wanted to be. That was the end of 2016 and all of 2017. That was really my journey. It was more of a, fuck you guys, this is my size, I am beautiful, I can love me, this is where I'm at. And then in 2018, the beginning of 2018, I realized, okay, Lex, like, we get it. Like, you're allowed to love yourself. Your body is beautiful. Every single body type deserves to be loved, and it starts with you. And then I looked at my life and I was like, wow, I'm definitely not even reflecting a lifestyle that promotes or encourages people to love their body. I was verbally saying it, and it was something that I had to kind of accept internally, but my physical appearance, like, I gained a lot of weight. My acne was getting even worse. I was not comfortable when I was dating people. I was doing all the wrong things, and I just wasn't happy. And so now that we're at this point where our body is good, we like ourselves, we're comfortable with who we are, then I realized I wasn't really comfortable with who I was. And even though I was more brave and I had more courage to wear what I wanted to wear and do what I wanted to do, I still didn't really feel comfortable in my own skin. And it was because I wasn't treating my body right. So I just decided to put in the small habit of working out 30 minutes a day. And I don't even like saying working out, because sometimes it's not working out, it's just movement. 30 scheduled minutes of movement every single day. And that doesn't mean if I'm shopping at the mall and I'm like walking around the stores, or if I'm at home in the backyard doing push-ups and sit-ups and trying to do all these other things, however that may look like. Or maybe I'm just doing 30 minutes of dancing. Maybe I just put music on for 30 minutes and I'm like dancing it out, you know? As long as I'm moving my physical body for 30 minutes, it's an accomplished day. And so that's what I did, because the food was too much for me. That is a whole nother subject. I don't know if you can relate, but I am definitely a food addict. Like, food is one of my biggest relationships that I have to overcome and manage and pay attention to, because if I'm not careful, I will eat myself into a grave, like, without a doubt, because it's my most fun activity, for sure. So I just wanted to move, and you're gonna find out that a lot of the tips and tricks that I give you guys is just move. You know, feel your body, connect with your body, and don't let your body be an excuse for not using it. That's not your body talking, that's this talking. Okay, that's the regret, that's the pain, that's the fear. You know, those are the things that are holding you back from being the most amazing version of yourself, or at least that's what I tell myself. If my ankles hurt or my back hurts, and sometimes it really does hurt. Your pain is not invalid. I imagine it's very real for you, and it was real for me too. But the moment I started moving and I kind of looked past that, my body started to heal in ways that I could never even imagine. And so did my heart, and so did my vision, and my perspective of my body changed. And that's why so many people are asking me, how did you lose 50 pounds? Because honestly, at the beginning of this year when I weighed myself, I was very surprised, because I did not weigh myself consistently. It was not about the number on the scale. It was very much about just my journey and how I wanted my body to feel. I want to feel like the the most powerful woman in the world. Like, I want to feel like if I want to pick up this chair and do this like 100 times, like I can do that, you know? I just want to feel like I can just be my energetic, bouncy self without my body holding me back from how I feel on the inside. And I don't know if that means I'm gonna be 120 pounds or if I'm gonna be 250 or if I'm gonna stay where I'm at 238. I don't know. I don't know what that looks like, and I don't really care. But the fact is my body has to feel good, and I have to feel good about my body. Getting to know my body was a serious task. Like, nobody teaches you how to love your body or how to take care of your body or even how to just acknowledge it or like it. You know, we're in a world where everyone and anyone, including your own freaking family and friends, no matter how much they love you, I know that you can relate to this, we get stuck in this cycle of having to constantly change, you know, because we're not good enough. And I had to really take a step back from all those outside noises, whether it was at castings, you know, whether it was an agent telling me that I needed to lose a couple more pounds because X, Y, and Z didn't look right on my body, or if it was a family member who was like, are you sure you want to eat that donut? Like, you've gotten really big this year. Like, all that chatter distracted me from the fact that I was neglecting my body. Like, forget everyone else's opinions, forget what they thought I was supposed to look like or how I was supposed to behave or dress or whatever. I was finally just figuring out how to be myself, which is super important. But I wasn't actually taking care of myself. And the only thing that I truly own in this world, and this is just my perspective, and if you agree with this, please comment below and tell me a little bit more about your journey and where you're at so I can help you. Because I am here for you, and I've never shared this story before, but I know it's important, and I know that there's a lot of healing that can come from my experience. And that's really what I want to be here for, is for you guys, because there was no one there for me. There was no one that was like, yeah, you need to lose weight because you need to love yourself. No, they were like, you need to lose weight so you can get that audition, or you can look sexier in a bikini, because they didn't think that I was good enough. But the truth is I finally felt like I was good enough. I finally felt like I was so good enough that I didn't want anybody, including myself, to hold me back. And I was holding myself back. I wasn't moving, I wasn't eating right, I wasn't treating myself, you know, with the love and respect that I deserved, and neither were the people around me. I was at this point where I was just kind of accepting what came to me, and I wasn't taking control. And so it sucked. It felt like shit. And so I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that anymore. I had to do something, and I had to listen to my body. And I think that's where it starts. And sometimes there is no like inner self, or there's no like there's no inner voice that guides you. Sometimes, like, oh, you shouldn't eat this, or you shouldn't do that move, or you shouldn't, you know, walk that mile, or this food doesn't feel good. Like, sometimes there's like that inner conscious that like tells you. Sometimes your body doesn't speak to you in a way that it's supposed to because it's been so neglected for so long. At least that's my rationale. My body was neglected for so long that it couldn't naturally tell me what it needed. So yeah, I did get some help. You know, I went online, I found some nutrition, and then I ended up going to Egypt. Egypt was life-changing for me, and that is where my diet started to change. And when I say diet, I don't mean like I'm on a 4-meal-a-day, certain calorie, carb, fun, whatever diet you're thinking of. It's not that. When I say diet, I just mean like diet, like what do you eat? Like, your diet could be like pizza and water 24 hours a day, or it could be vegetables and spinach and all this other stuff. Like, I don't say diet as in like it's a structured meal plan. I say diet as in like it's just what I consume. And so when I was in Egypt, my diet drastically changed just based on the availability of food that I had accessible to me. You know, whatever was given to me is what I ate, and there was not a lot of meat. So I've recently been changing my diet from a very, very, very meat-heavy diet to more cheese and bread and peanut butter and jelly. Lots of lettuce. I do like lettuce. I'm figuring out my relationship with food, and I'm definitely gonna do another video on my actual diet and how I've improved since last summer. But I'm not perfect, you know, but I still lost 50 pounds, you guys, without even really being aware of losing weight. Like, losing weight was not the goal for me. It was about feeling powerful. I want to be able to get up and do anything I want. I never want to feel like I can't go on that roller coaster, or I can't sit on that chair, or I'm not gonna fit on the airplane. And even though that's their fault for not designing equipment to fit my body, That's not your fault, you guys. If you don't fit somewhere, the clothes doesn't fit you right, that's not your fault. That is the designer's fault. They need to find a way to cater to you, you know. Everything in the world is not catered to our bodies, unfortunately, if you're any bigger than a size 7. You know, there's a lot of struggle that comes with that, and it's not your fault. But I didn't want that to limit me anymore. I didn't want that to make me feel like shit. I wasn't gonna give them permission to make me feel like I didn't belong. And I'm finally starting to feel more comfortable with my body, and I'm starting to feel like in a crowd of people, I'm not afraid to do a jumping jack or to run around or to jump or to give a really enthusiastic high five because I'm afraid that my whole body is gonna do one of these guys. You know, like I finally don't feel that anymore, and call me crazy, but I used to have those thoughts all the time. I used to have those thoughts all the time. Like I wasn't, like the whole world was gonna stare at me if I did anything that was gonna be excessive movement, you know, or I was gonna cause too much of a scene if I did anything. This whole idea of body dysmorphia, I think so many of us struggle with that, whether it's actually diagnosed or whether we're diagnosing ourselves. We do see ourselves in a much worse place than we really are. That's why when you look at your friends, or at least in my opinion, when I see my friends, sometimes they're like, oh, my life is falling apart, or something so big is happening, and I'm like, what are you talking about? This isn't even a big deal. This is not a big deal. We do that to ourselves. We make a big deal about everything. I can't lose 50 pounds. I can't lose all this weight. I can't be active. I can't do push-ups. Are you kidding me? I've never been able to do a push-up. I had to completely get rid of that voice. That had to go away in order for me to stay true to this 30 minutes a day habit that I wanted to implement. It had to go. It was no longer welcome. And that was a conscious choice. That was a choice that I had to make. I was not gonna let myself hold me back from feeling super confident, if not overly confident, in those public situations where I feel like my size or my integrity was challenged. And I don't want to be the one that's holding me back anymore. So if I have to give you guys some tips, I would say, 1, do it for you. Number 1, do it for you. And nobody's gonna push you to do it. Nobody's gonna push you to get to know your body. You know, it's not their body. And if they're trying to get to know your body, they're not trying to get to know your body like you trying to get to know your body. You know what I'm saying? And that's really made a huge impact in all aspects of my life, including sexual. Like, I even started masturbating this year. You like how I didn't whisper that? Yeah, you guys, it's so important. It's so important to get to know your body. And the more I get to know my body, the more I'm gonna share that with all of you in hopes that you will actually dive deep into your own relationship with your body, because it's true. Every body deserves love, and it starts with you. I would really support your help and support. I'd really like your support. I'd love your support. Like this video, comment below, tell me the things that you could relate to, tell me the things that you didn't like. I want to know what you guys think. I want to know where you're at in the world, so I can also provide more educational, inspiring videos full of tips and tricks. We are a community here, and if you have not already subscribed, please do so. Go ahead and watch these other videos below. Follow me on Instagram, message me on Twitter, Facebook. I'm here on YouTube. I love you guys so much. Have a beautiful day, and remember that your body is so incredible, and that you are so incredible, and there is no one else in the world like you, and it's up to you. It is your responsibility, nobody else's responsibility, to make you feel that power. It is nobody else's responsibility to turn that light on inside you. That's you. That is you, and I know you have it, and I'm here to help you shine that light. So thanks again. I love you guys. Bye.